Hi everyone, hope you are all doing well. I have lots to say in this podcast, so grab some popcorn and try not to bite your nails listening to this. The bank sent me a letter recently telling me that the chargeback for the scam from the hotel was unsuccessful. I guess I lost over $400 and I just have to let it go. That's okay. I learnt a lesson to book on the night of arrival in the future, for future reference. On the 31st of December, I lodged another Form 6 property seizure and sailed to the e-court portal again. This time it costed $428.50. I received my refund too from the last Form 6 I lodged. I clicked the correct form this time, and that's why it was cheaper. I might have made one mistake by stating two different addresses of my old boss. Her home residency and the pub address. So I'm not sure if I'll have to redo it again, or if the court will ask for an amended form. Hopefully it goes through with no problem. Today, the 2nd of January, 2026, my deli manager told me she will be cutting my hours because it's January and past the busy period. I could ask the store manager again to do training in another department, but we'll see what happens. I might just look for a new job that will see my value and give me full time. I have to say I feel pretty used up from my job. They hired me, trained me up in Delhi, then used me over Christmas, and dropped me like I am just a number. I am a hard worker, and I do my best in everything that I do. I deserve to be treated with value and respect. Today, on the 10th of January, 2026, I found out from one of Carrey's old employees that Carrey is telling everyone that she paid me, and she has proof. Apparently even Brittany believes her, and they all think I'm causing trouble. If she believes Carrey, then I'm glad I'm not friends with her anymore. She can go ahead and believe a criminal. I have no response from the bailiff yet. I asked ChatGPT about the situation, and it reckons that over December and January a lot of things are put in a queue, and the bailiff needs approval to start doing anything. I'm worried that the bailiff will believe her and her fake receipt of payment. I prayed to God today to help me get justice and to help me get a good bailiff on the case. I was crying on the way home from work because it's all getting to me. Carrey is setting everyone against me, and if I speak the truth nobody listens. They can't hear me and it's exhausting. I pray for justice. Changing of subject momentarily. There's something I have left out of this book, because I was gaslit so much I thought I was in the wrong and foolish, but now looking back I realize I did the right thing, so I'm deciding to add it to the book. After asking ChatGPT about it, I did the right thing. I just needed level-headed clarity. So, this is what happened. When I lived at my Nan and Pop's house before they kicked me out, one morning at 3 a.m. I heard a disturbing fight on the street. It was a man threatening to stab a woman. He had a knife. The fight was going on for over an hour, and there was screaming. She was screaming for help, so naturally I called the police. I was almost whispering on the phone, which is why I was shocked when my Nana heard the phone call. The police were grateful I told them. My Nan was up early at 3 a.m. standing behind my door for some odd reason while I was ringing the police. She heard me on the phone to the police, and later on, when I officially got up to get ready for the day, she went absolutely ballistic and abusive towards me for calling the police. She also said calling police is my way of solving everything and that I'm useless, and that's why my family hates me. She said John didn't do anything wrong with all the abuse he did to me, and my dad is innocent, and that I made everything up and I just caused trouble. She was so angry her face was red and her expression was sour. I felt like she was jealous of me when I was living there. She put me down for being over 30 years old. She hated when I was happy and going to the gym and beaches. She told me to stop going to the gym. She was so angry about me going all the way to Albany to go to the gym. Why was she listening to me on the phone? I had no privacy living there. In winter I secretly bought a little fan heater to keep warm in my little room with my cats while I was there. I had to turn it off every time she walked down the hallway so that she didn't hear it going. She would have went off at me. My Nana is a tyrant. She is just as bad as John, whom I escaped from. My grandparents were snug every night in front of the fireplace in the lounge room, and I wasn't exactly welcome, so I stayed in my cold room at the other end of the house all winter, isolated and alone. My papa didn't say anything about the phone call to the police. He just took my Nana's side. I think deep down he is sorry for the way they both treated me, but he's too stubborn and will never apologize to me. One time I had extreme bad period pain, and I asked my Nana to go get my Nurofen from my car. It was on the front seat. I was laying on my bed sweating and almost passing out, and she took over 15 minutes to get the pain meds. I was angry, but I still put on an act that I was grateful that she got the medicine for me. She was intrusive and always walked in on me too, telling me off for things like I'm a child. My grandparents ate like peasants and were mad at me for buying quality food and real meat. They ate cheap, nasty food and also falafels every few nights, which stunk and tasted bad. I ate my own food. They told me to buy my own food because they can't support me, then got angry when I bought my own food. It was a lose-lose situation. Update: it's the 23rd of January, 2026, and I still haven't received any back pay from Carrey. I'm not sure what's taking the debt collectors so long. I'm starting to wonder if they are even doing anything. I've emotionally let the whole thing go anyway, because otherwise it will get me down and in a negative mindset. A few days ago, my new boss at the supermarket has put me in the bakery. I really enjoy it. I'm a natural at working in there. It's a lot better than working in the deli, in my opinion, because it's less stressful and easier on my back. Today I did a split shift. So, I did bakery and deli. Bakery was super easy and fun, then I went to deli and there was so much left for me to do. Deli got smashed today. It was so busy today, even driving home, there were so many cars on the road. I keep seeing cars like Carrey's everywhere. A blue Toyota 4x4, and it's driving me crazy. I keep being reminded of her. Then I keep seeing customers that look like her, and I have a quick little freak-out moment. My new boss is awesome. She's the best boss I've ever had. My new boss is friendly and helpful. She is also nothing like Carrey. I am still casual though, which is frustrating, but at least I get paid more for being casual. I just have to work week by week, that's all, not knowing if I'm going to get good hours or not. I found out that the co-worker in deli that I worked with at the cafe for Carrey is pregnant. As soon as my new boss found out, she has already hired someone new in the deli. I feel a bit upset that she hired someone new instead of asking if I want the hours, but it is what it is, I guess. I'll try and get into bakery more if I can anyway. I can't eat wheat because of celiac, but I can touch it with no problems. It's nearly February, and it's disappointing that I haven't got my back pay yet from Carrey. I am wondering if she maybe deceived the debt collectors and showed them fake evidence that she paid me, and now she gets away with it again. Today is the 28th of January, 2026, and my day off work. I love my new workplace. People are so nice and the bakery department is fun in my opinion. There's a lot to learn, but the environment is great to work in. I can touch wheat. I just can't eat wheat, so I'm fine working in there. I received an email today from the bailiff that works on behalf of the Perth court. The bailiff said in the email, "Good morning. I refer to the subject matter. Our office has received an email from the judgment debtor. Please see the attached for your attention. We look forward to your response to the attached email in due course." Then in the attached email is my old boss Carrey saying to the bailiff, "Hi. As discussed, please find attached proof of payment and industrial magistrate's court order. The payment is to be held until the letter of discontinuance is filed. Please contact me if you require any further information. Kind regards, Carrey." The attached documents are the submitted fake receipts she made in the court order document. First of all, she just admitted she hasn't paid the debt by saying she's holding onto the payment until I file a discontinuance. If I did that, she would get away with not paying the debt. I said in an email back to the bailiff, as discussed with investigators and other law enforcement officers, the receipt of payment given by the debtor is false and is not a paid receipt. I have not received the funds from the court order. Therefore, I cannot close the case until payment is made. They replied with a generic message saying they received my email and to wait up to 3 days for a real person to attend the email. So now I wait patiently. I prayed to God to bring justice because I have PTSD from Carrey, and now every time I get an email, I panic and my heart palpitates thinking it's her emailing me. 2 days ago on Australia Day, I had a nap after work when I got home and woke up at 7:30 p.m. I thought it was 7:30 a.m. It looked like the sun was coming up. I rushed to get ready for work and texted my boss that I'm sorry I'm late for work. I got in my car and started driving down the road when my boss rang me and said it's 7:30 p.m., it's still Australia Day, and you already worked today, turn around and go back home, and back to sleep. Oh, my goodness, I was so embarrassed. Yesterday my boss approached me and laughed. She said we have all done that, and also if I'm ever late, don't rush to work. She said to drive safely, that's more important. She really is the best boss I've ever had. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Today on the 29th of January, 2026 after work when I got home, my housemate Jack told me a bailiff from a court in NSW came to drop off court documents that Carrey put against me. She's claiming that I owe her $8,111.18. Apparently, she lodged the document on the 4th of December, and it's now the 29th of January. I only had 28 days to respond, but I didn't know about the documents. I almost had a panic attack and was pacing around eating some yogurt and trying not to vomit at the same time. I splashed water on my face and armpits and put the aircon on to cool my nerves down. Right now, I am filling out a Form 7 affidavit and Form 7A defense paperwork. It's so stressful, so I'll wait for Jack to help me with it. ChatGPT did help me, but I need Jack to go over it all and help me more. I was having a bliss day before this. I started work at 5 a.m. and finished at 10 a.m. and was enjoying some sunshine, then I got hit with this drama. I'm still shaking. I need to pray to God to help me. I'm praying because this is taking a toll on me and I feel like I'm drowning and hyperventilating. Today I saw a Facebook ad from a current affair saying to email them your story, so I emailed them, and I hope they get back to me. It's the 30th of January, 2026. I went to work and finished at 2 p.m. After work I was planning on going to the Great Southern Legal Aid. On the way there was a broken down bus, and I happened to be stuck behind it. I changed lane eventually, and got out of that broken down lane. I got to the legal aid place, but they were shut at 2 p.m. I could have made it if I didn't get stuck behind the bus. I finished work 6 minutes early. It's Friday too, which is annoying, because I needed someone to sign the affidavits of defense ASAP, and nothing is open on the weekend. I went to the courthouse after going to the legal aid place to see if they can help. They couldn't help me, but the officer person at the door gave me a printed list of JPs. I rang one, but they were not at their office. I was so stressed out and anxious today. I had gastro and nausea. I also cried at work to myself. I cried my heart out all the way home. I feel sacred and anxious and feel like vomiting. My gut feels so upset today. It's now the 2nd of February, 2026. It's a Monday, and I went to the school to get my defense affidavit signed by a JP. I scanned the documents and created a PDF, then sent the PDF to the New South Wales court by email. Now I just need to have faith in God and the process. It's the 7th of February, 2026. I woke up early to an email from the New South Wales court. They said they can't accept my documents over email and that I have to upload the documents to the online registry. I have already tried it that way and it didn't work, hence why I emailed the documents. I tried to upload the documents again today and it finally worked. The defense documents I have uploaded are lodged on today's date. Apparently, I will have to attend the pre-trial, but I live in Western Australia, and it will be impossible to get to the pre-trial. I really don't want to get fired again from a job from taking days off or things like that. I emailed the registry in New South Wales asking them if they can send a video link or if I can attend by telephone, and I explained how I live in WA. I hope they listen to my request. The pre-trial is meant to be in Sydney on the 27th of February, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. It's the 7th still and I feel really upset and depressed today. I am just trying to figure out how my old boss is getting away with so much and giving me trauma from all this. Today on the way to work, I was stuck behind every slow driver you can imagine, and I mean slow. They were going at least 10 kilometers slower than the limit and slowed down even further on any double white line just to get on my damn nerves. One driver stayed in the right lane when it came to an overtaking lane just to be passive-aggressive, so I beeped my horn at them. When I parked my car at work, I was paranoid that the angry rude driver was parking next to me, so I changed spot. I swear those drivers today were sent from the devil to trigger me when I'm already down. When I started work, I was bombarded with tasks to do. I had to take all the chickens out of the oven and bag them up before they got cold, and serve while the other colleague, deli manager, went to the work huddle. It was overwhelming. At the end of the shift, a customer asked me to slice some ham, and was being quite rude about it. I had literally just cleaned the slicer, and it had cleaning chemicals on it. It's also the weekend and we shut early. I was under time pressure. I was in there by myself. She came right before deli shut and was demanding for me to slice. I said nicely, no, there's no more of that ham, then she asks for another kind. I said sorry, I just cleaned the slicer and there's chemicals on it. After work my feet were so sore, the pain traveled up into my butt muscles. I cried on the way home saying to God, haven't I made enough sacrifices in my life? Why do I have to keep doing these jobs that are hurting me physically and mentally? Some women at work are starting the usual pattern towards me of being nasty and rude for no reason. I can't escape nasty, mean, horrible women no matter where I go. I need a hug. I love my cats, they give me a reason to stay here. It's Monday the 9th of February, 2026. I received 5 emails from lawyers rejecting to help me. One reason was because it's a civil matter. Another reason is because I am now dealing with New South Wales court as well. I cried at work today and on the way home, and still crying because I got a text and a few missed calls from Carrey's lawyer demanding for me to call them back and to pay the debt. They served me with of Carrey's false invoice. I spoke to ChatGPT on my lunch break, and they said to message them saying, I dispute this alleged debt. Please provide written verification, a proof of the debt. I request that all further communication be in writing only. Then I took a screenshot for my own evidence. I received an email from the New South Wales court too saying they need further documents, so I have to ring them when they are open. There's a time difference between states, so I can't ring now. Also, they said I can't attend the pre-trial by phone. I told ChatGPT, and they said because I am casual, I am in financial hardship, and cannot fly all the way over there to New South Wales. I'll have to ring them and tell them that as well. I also received an email from the Perth court responding back to me about why the bailiff hasn't got my money yet. They said the matter is still in their hands. I'm about to contact the Sydney Civil Registry about the NSW case. I just attached some documents and requested that I attend the pre-trial another way other than in person. I mentioned how I am casual and in financial hardship, and that I can't just fly all the way to NSW. OMG, today was the worst day in a while. I was doing my bakery shift and was wheeling a bread trolley out. A man was letting me pass and I said thank you, so I rushed forward to be polite, and there was an 84-year-old woman who was bending down to look at a product near the meat area, and I didn't see her. I rammed the trolley into the back of her ankle and made her bleed. She has fragile skin. I started crying uncontrollably, saying sorry repeatedly because I felt so bad. My store manager stepped in and got some chairs for the elderly injured lady, and other co-workers helped her too. One co-worker escorted me to the ladies' bathroom to wash my face, and she gave me a hug too. I really appreciated everyone's help today. My manager said it's okay, accidents happen, and she really cared. She's the best manager I've ever had. I went shopping to cook a recipe for dinner, then went to a bottle shop and got a few bottles of alcohol because I need a drink after today plus everything else going on. I forgot to buy cola for my bourbon, so I stopped by at IGA Mount Barker to get some. I noticed that Carrey has put new windows on the pub. Oh, I wonder where she got that money from to do that. She spent my back pay money. I was a bit mad when I saw that. She is so sure of herself that she doesn't have to pay me. I've been writing up my speaker notes for court in NSW on the 27th. I just need to create a PDF file and put the relevant evidence into it so I can easily send it to the court while in the middle of the pretrial phone call. This is my speaker notes for New South Wales Court. Speaker notes, New South Wales Court. Introduction. Your Honour, my name is Miss. I reside in Western Australia, and I am self-represented in this matter. I respectfully submit that this claim is retaliatory and relies on a fraudulent invoice. Background. I previously brought proceedings against my former employer in Western Australia for getting her to pay entitled back pay from me being underpaid according to the award rates a company should pay for working in hospitality and the restaurant industry. Also, she owed back pay for unpaid public holiday rates and weekend rates, which a company should pay. I was successful with the court outcome, though I only won half of the back pay owed to me. It is ordered by the Industrial Magistrates Court in Perth, Western Australia, that she must pay it. My previous employer agreed in good faith to the judge that she would pay the court order, as also said in the transcript for evidence. Following that decision, my former employer issued an invoice that I believe is fabricated and then commenced proceedings against me in New South Wales. I reside in Western Australia, and there is no proper connection to NSW in relation to this alleged debt that she claims I owe. Fraudulent invoice. The invoice relied upon in this claim is not genuine. I contacted Whale Plumbing, the business named on the invoice from said Whale Plumbing on the invoice from former employer. On the 7th of November, 2025, Whale Plumbing confirmed to me over email that the invoice was not issued by them. It is not a legitimate document from their company. This means the document being relied upon in these proceedings is fraudulent. I have evidence of this verification. Another serious issue with Carrey's invoice relates to accommodation charges. While I was employed, rent was deducted from my pay slips for a room in the upstairs section of the Mount Barker Hotel, which is a condemned area of the building. The premises had visible mold on the ceilings and puddles on the carpet after heavy rain, raising health and safety concerns. Carrey is now claiming that I rented 2 rooms. This is incorrect. I only occupied 1 room. She is attempting to charge me for an additional room that I did not use. This further demonstrates that the amounts being claimed are inaccurate and inflated. Impersonation of a lawyer. In addition to this, there has been conduct that raises serious concerns. On Tuesday, the 15th of July at 10:28 a.m., I received an email from Carrey impersonating a lawyer from a real firm. My former employer has impersonated a lawyer under the name Rach Davis in communications related to this dispute. She has used a mobile number other than her own to impersonate being the lawyer from a real firm and called me on that number threatening legal action against me and trying to trick me. After realizing who it was, I blocked the number. This conduct further demonstrates a pattern of deceptive behavior and supports my position that these proceedings are not being brought in good faith. Pattern of retaliation. This claim appears to be retaliatory following my successful action in Western Australia. There has been an ongoing pattern of behavior intended to intimidate and financially pressure me. Jurisdiction. I live in Western Australia. Requiring me to defend myself in New South Wales creates significant financial and practical burden. There is no reasonable basis for this matter to be brought in NSW. Other ex-employees. Other employees who have quit working for former employer have said to me in writing that she owes them all back pay. I have evidence of the conversations from 3 former employees. So, I am not the only one who my former employer has underpaid by not paying the award rates that a company should pay in Australia. She manipulated ex-employees to not ask for their entitlements. She has used bullying to make them stay quiet. My request. I respectfully request that the court dismiss the claim due to reliance on a fraudulent invoice, consider the issue of jurisdiction, and consider the pattern of deceptive and retaliatory conduct. I am prepared to provide the supporting evidence to the court. Closing. I respectfully ask that the court consider the evidence and the circumstances carefully. Thank you, Your Honor. I have created a PDF file with all the relevant evidence, and yesterday I emailed some civil lawyers in NSW to see if any will help me. It's the weekend, so I'll have to wait for tomorrow to see if any will help me. I have been praying for an angel to help me with this. I hope a miracle happens and a lawyer helps me with this case. I have about 7 or 8 PDFs of evidence ready to send. I have payslip ones, transcript from court, police report, what I sent the investigators, and more. If the case in NSW isn't dropped after all the evidence I send, then I know for sure the system is rigged and evil. Carrey has a lawyer, so I'm kind of scared of losing against her. I pray and pray to God for his divine help and assistance. I hope he sends me a good lawyer, or an angel of some kind. It's halfway through February and I still have no communication from the bailiff, whom I have paid to get my payment ordered by the court paid to me. I'm wondering if I'll ever get my money that's owed to me. I hope the bailiff didn't steal from me as well. The court said it's in their hands now. Recently I bought 1,000 moringa seeds and planted some in pots. I also printed little info cards about moringa, stuck a seed to each card and wrapped them in poly bags, then went letterbox dropping. The reason I'm doing this is because I believe in helping make the earth green again. Moringa trees are also so good for you and is called the miracle tree. I went all the way to Kendanup to letterbox drop. I was so confused because no one had a letterbox. I realized everyone living there goes into Mount Barker to get their mail. There was one man watering his garden in Kendanup, and I gave him some seeds. It's Tuesday the 17th. A lawyer from NSW contacted me yesterday, saying they are unable to help me. Then another one said we could help, but it's going to cost $700 for the first consultation. I've decided to just represent myself and hope then the judge will see that I have lots of evidence, and hopefully they will drop the case. The NSW registry sent me an email yesterday morning saying the case has been activated for online court. They said I have to submit a request to either take it to trial or to get it reviewed again. I asked to get it looked into and reviewed again, and I wrote in the communication box below the options. I said, the defendant resides in Western Australia. There are jurisdictional issues and related proceedings previously determined in Western Australia. The defendant seeks further directions prior to any hearing date being allocated. I submitted my response and am now waiting for my old boss Carrey's solicitor to make her response. Last night my housemate Jack came home in tears. I asked him what's wrong. He said his ex is going to make him pay her $20,000 his lawyer told him. He didn't make the settlement between him and his ex back when the house prices were a lot cheaper. She only put in $1,000 towards the house, and now because he didn't settle and take her name off the house, he has to pay her out. I think my housemate Jack just needs a better lawyer. He has a female lawyer, and she's probably, in my opinion, on the female's side being a female. I realize that what I'm going through is not as bad as his situation. If I lose against my old boss, at least it's only around $8,000, which I'll have to pay back using a payment plan or something. If she wins, I seriously feel like smashing all her new windows to her pub. I won't, of course. I'll wait for divine justice from God. Oh, and I took down one camera, which I felt paranoid about. The one on top of the TV. Jack hasn't said anything about it. And the other one in the house, I believe, and hope I'm not being recorded by. He wouldn't do that to me, I hope. He's a good guy, I think. I'm just traumatized from my old housemate, who had secret cameras and was actually recording me, so I'm naturally paranoid, but Jack I think wouldn't do that to me. If he is filming me, then he will be caught. God sees everything. I still have no communication from the bailiff I paid for too. I guess I'll let it go and move on.